On down do. I'm on down do. Making this talk from the heartland of Zen Buddhism near Eiji, Japan, where I live. I want you to imagine every business as a day. I use the word NFTDAE only because days is also a term that is associated with ISIS, right? So NFTDAEs is the link, but really I talk about DAE, which is a distributive autonomous organization. And what do? They turn everything flowing through it into Bitcoin. Everything. So imagine you have all of your accounts and everything is converted into Bitcoin, and it releases a native token in exchange for that Bitcoin. So if you have a convenience store or a food store or a hamburger store, it turns it in. And those tokens actually go on to your DAE card. And it's like a credit card that then you can spend, just like you can spend any other crypto, Ethereum or anything else, to buy anything. So your employees are paid out in days, or in the native token of your store. And the Bitcoin stored in it ultimately also pays out a dividend. So all of the Bitcoin that's flowing in there is has a value. It's property. And this property is what's known as the Bitcoin standard. And imagine that because it's an immutable, it's on a blockchain, it tracks every link of transaction to the day. So it knows that this 1,000 Satoshi came from you. So when that 1,000 Satoshi doubles, triples, quadruples in value, because it will, because Bitcoin is the most scarce element, and all of these days what they're doing is like little Pac-Men are gobbling up all fiat, gobbling up all shit coins, gobbling up everything, turning it into days, and then releasing a backed token of that day that can be used like any other currency out there. The only difference is it's backed by something that's immutable. It's backed by digital gold. It's backed by an asset that is always going to be there and held in the day. Days don't have a governance structure. The governance structure is the voting, is the action of what you do, the liking, the sharing, the involvement in the day as a return customer. Are you spending your days back in the day, or are you ultimately taking it and spending those days, right, outside the day? You're probably saying there's too many days. So a world, what you're doing is creating a world built on the Bitcoin standard. And you can apply this to farming, to cooperatives, to you name it. It's as simple as adding like a stripe or a swipe software to your business, so you can accept swipe or stripe payment centers. This may be even be easier to add, to set this up. And the reality is that because the onslaught of cryptocurrencies and everything else, like Ethereum and Polygon and everything else, that the token that is created is going to be just as spendable as other tokens that that exist. Welcome to the Bitcoin standard. And as these days gobble up and consume Bitcoin, what is the value of Bitcoin going? What are they going to do? It's going to go up in value. And here's the great thing: the people holding Bitcoin at some point are going to sell the Bitcoin into the market, and that Bitcoin eventually is going to meet the day. And the day doesn't care what the price of Bitcoin is. It's going to just keep consuming, just like a wild Pac-Man does. It's consuming the ghosts. It is just a machine gobbling up and taking all of the fiat, which is infinite. You're printing money for fiat. You're printing tokens for shit coins, and is storing it in the rarest of things, Bitcoin. NFTDAE. Welcome to the Bitcoin standard. What I'm describing to you is really stupid simple. And it obeys the simple laws of economics, supply and demand. The most scarce asset thing on this planet is Bitcoin. In days, consume it, driving the price up and ultimately creating a greater dividend for those stakeholders who are participating in the day. NFTDAE.